There are thoughts that just keep coming back, dwelling on the past, constantly worrying about what's coming. Stress, guilt, the never-ending, I should have done this differently. We can call them different things, like intrusive thoughts, dark or negative thoughts. Our heads are full of them sometimes, and there are moments when we simply cannot get rid of them. So the question is, how do we actually clear our minds? How do we stop these thoughts from tormenting us? Let's try to find some answers today. My friend, as I mentioned in the beginning, today I'd like to focus on what's going on in our minds. Now let's be honest, this will only be a short video. I'm not pretending it will solve every life problem, but I'd like to share 3 pieces of advice, 3 directions worth exploring, so we can start clearing out what's been sitting in our hearts and minds. I know this state very well. When fear, stress, or a memory grips you for days, even maybe weeks, you try to push that thought away. You try not to think about it. And the more you try not to, the more it sticks. So today, I want to explore this mechanism and offer 3 ways to deal with it, one step at a time. First, you are one whole being. This might sound simple or even obvious, but it's foundational. We are created by God as a unified being. We don't function as separate entities. Thoughts, emotions, body, they're all connected. Our thoughts deeply affect our emotions. Our emotions shape how our bodies function. You've probably noticed this when you're anxious, stressed, or obsessing over something. It impacts your body too. You feel that knot in your stomach, tension in your chest, tight muscles. Your body becomes rigid. And biology confirms this. Many physical illnesses start from mental distress. It's not that you are imagining your sickness. It's that mental and emotional turmoil spills into your physical body. This is called psychosomatic response, the mind influencing the body. Some of you might be thinking, David, what are you even talking about? But this is one of the most fundamental things we need to understand. We are not separate parts. Mind in one box, emotions in another, and the body in the third. If something is wrong in your thoughts, it will show up in your heart. And if your heart is burdened, it will affect your body. When we are under prolonged stress, fear, or anxiety, we feel physically exhausted. We feel physically awful, tense, irritable, even sick. But here is the good news. This process works both ways. Yes, thoughts affect the body, but the body can also affect thoughts. If you take care of your body, get the message, enjoy a workout, do something physically joyful, your emotions respond and you feel better. And when your emotions lift, your thoughts become lighter too. So what does it mean? A lot of our mental battles might actually start in our bodies. When you are constantly sleep deprived, undernourished, or even overfed, when your body is drained, poorly rested, mistreated, it directly contributes to anxious, negative thoughts. I'm not saying caring for your body will solve everything, but it will ease part of the struggle. If you don't take care of the physical, you will have a hard time working through emotional, mental, or even spiritual issues. So that's the first path worth considering. Second, don't suppress the thoughts. Organize them. This, I believe, is the most important point. Maybe you've heard of the white bear paradox. It's a famous experiment by a psychology professor named Wagner, if I'm not mistaken. He told his students this: for the next 4 minutes, under absolutely no circumstances, think about a white bear. Guess what happened? That's all they could think about. Try it yourself. Sit still for a minute and do not think about a white bear. And you will see you're thinking about it. This is exactly what happens with our thoughts. We tell ourselves, don't think about that, stop worrying, let it go. But the more we try, the worse it gets. So here is the key. Don't avoid the thought. Engage it. Calmly, systematically engage it. Write your thoughts down, on the paper, and then divide them into 3 categories. The first one, things I have full control over. The second, things I have partial control over. And the third category, things I have no control over. Now, this might sound overly analytical, but it really helps. Let's say a thought falls into category 1, things you can control. Then act. Take responsibility. Don't let yourself spiral. Just deal with it. If it's something you're guilty about, and it is in your power to fix it, then fix it. Don't wait and worry endlessly. Just act. If it's in category 2, where you have partial control, separate what you can influence from what you cannot. Maybe you can't do something now, but in 6 months, a year, acknowledge that. Set a mental reminder, then let it rest until the time is right. And finally, category 3, things you have zero control over. These are the thoughts that torment us the most. So what do you do with them? Here is what I suggest. Ask yourself, what is this fear or anxiety pointing to? What need? What wound? What longing? Because behind every obsessive, powerless thought is usually a deeper lack. A place in you that's unfulfilled, incomplete, or simply afraid. When you identify the core need, you can start to feel it in ways that are actually helpful and healing. Not by feeding the fear, but by addressing the root. Yes, this takes time. Yes, you might need help to uncover it. But don't stop at the surface. Go deeper. Behind the fear is a need. Behind the thought is a cry. Listen to it. And third, don't do it alone. Sometimes we just need someone to sit with us, to listen, to help us untangle what we cannot figure out by ourselves. Maybe it's a loved one. Maybe it's a trusted friend. Maybe it's a professional, a therapist, counselor, spiritual director. There is no shame in asking for help. Some thoughts are just too tangled to sort alone, and that's okay. You are never meant to carry your mind by yourself. You might ask, but what about God? Now, you might be wondering, where is God in all of this? Shouldn't we just pray and ask Him to take the thoughts away? Of course we should pray. But my friend, God doesn't do the work instead of us. He does the work with us. You cannot neglect your body and expect a miracle. You cannot ignore the root and ask God to erase the symptom. He wants to help you. He wants to be with you in this process, but you have to walk it with Him. We often treat God like a substitute for effort, but faith is not avoidance. Faith is partnership. So, what do we do with thoughts that won't go away? We take care of our bodies because peace often begins there. We face the thoughts, we sort them, and act on what we can. We invite others into the journey. And finally, through it all, we walk with God, not in place of effort, but alongside. This is not magic. It won't fix everything in 2 minutes, but it's a start, a path toward healing, a way to bring light into the noise. I pray you will try these steps. I pray God gives you clarity and strength. And I pray you let Him walk this path with you, fully, faithfully, and lovingly.